Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure a lot of you are actually surprised with the kind of view I'm using right now. Like, this my background is actually looking so strange. I've not done anything close to this before. Honestly, I didn't know this was going to be looking so fine, or maybe I'm just the one thinking it's fine, but I want to believe it's fine. Or what do you think? So if you think this background is actually fine, please drop it in the comment section. And I actually did this to like show somebody out there, because we've been talking about content creating recently, and somebody asked me a question about the background they could use. And I know I talked about using your curtain or your blind. Of course, I was talking about staying, in the opposite direction of the sun if you don't have good brightening, like your light is not so good. So it's always advisable to stay opposite, be facing the sun, so that you could have good video quality. But this particular window right here is not facing any sun. It's just in the room close to the passage. I'm like, okay, let me do something around this. Let me see what it looks like. And it's looking so fine to me. Yeah, my own opinion. But you can also drop your own opinion in the comment section. And I want to believe that you understand what I'm trying to say. Like, you can create content anywhere in your room. I'm actually sitting down on my bed right now. I'm not even sitting down on one of those my vlogging chair or looking. No. I'm not sitting down in anything close to that, and I have this particular view behind me. Now, today's topic will be the editing apps or softwares you could be using as a beginner, like you're a content creator or you intend doing content creating. Like I told you guys, I've created content for just a year now, and I was trying to like put this out there for a lot of persons that might be interested in creating content. Of course, you need to know how to go about it, so you don't get stuck along the way or discouraged along the way. And of course, content creating has a lot to do with you just have to keep doing it, because if you stop along the line, you're not gonna make money, and your algorithm, the system is not going to be able to push your videos, because it takes your consistency for the algorithm to pick your videos and start putting them on people's timeline or other people's YouTube timelines. You understand? But right now, if you've not watched my other videos where I have a playlist where I have written tutorials, just go right there. You see where I started how to create a YouTube channel, and how to know your niche, and other topics I've been able to talk about. So now let's quickly go to today, what we have, which is editing apps you need to use. Now, I think I classify this into three. We have the free ones, the free editing apps you could use. Then you have the not so expensive editing app and the advanced editing apps. I might not really talk so much about the advanced editing apps, because even I myself, I don't really use them for now, because I'm not doing maybe a movie production or something so elaborate. So I'm going to start from the very easy ones, of course, as a beginner, because you're beginning newly. A lot of you might not want to invest a lot of money on editing apps, but trust me, you actually need to do that, because when it comes to functionality and the things you can do, the free version are always limited. So I'm going to tell you the very free versions you have, and I'll tell you the paid ones, but are not so expensive. So my number one will be iMovie. Yeah, I know when we're talking about the equipment you need to have when you're starting up a YouTube channel, and I said if you have your phone, iPhones have almost the same functionality with your Canon and your Sony camera. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have a camera, right? But since you already have a phone, instead of you to start maybe saving up to get a camera, you can actually start using that phone. So your phone comes with an editing app. A lot of you actually don't know iMovie is actually an editing app, so it's something you can easily learn. To you, it might look very, very complex, but trust me, it's not so complex, especially when you start editing proper. So for one thing with editing apps is immediately you have your head around one, you can navigate other ones to an extent. So really one, when you see another editing app, it's easy for you to go through it. They might have a little thing different from what this other app, because everybody's trying to be unique in their own way, but it's actually not. There are a lot of things you could see that are the same. So iMovie is actually on your phone, so you can actually start with that. Then my number two will be CapCut. CapCut is actually an editing. A lot of you guys use this app for Instagram reels, from TikTok and all that. So if you're already used to maybe creating content on TikTok, this app is not going to be so difficult for you to use. So yeah, you can actually use the same app for your YouTube videos. Like, remember, you're a beginner, you're just starting, so you're not going through a lot of technicalities of editing. So this app is actually easy for you to use. My number 3 will be VN Editor. And VN Editor, because of course VN Editor has the free version, it also has the paid version. This is one editing app I actually use myself. Yes, I've used the CapCut before, but I use VN Editor sometimes. Yeah, and I need to state this here: not all editing apps or softwares, they are not all perfect. Like, there's something you might like in this one that you feel, okay, this one gives me this function better, or it does this thing better, and you choose to use it. You can use different editing apps. You can use VN, you can use Filmora, you can use VIDEOLEAP, you can use CapCut, because probably the kind of editing you want, you know that, okay, this software does it better than this particular software. So VN Editor is also a very good and easy to use software. Very, 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 very easy to use. And I did state this, most of you can use it on your phone and on your MacBook. My next is going to be VIDEOLEAP. For VIDEOLEAP is actually just a mobile. If you, okay, for example, you're starting up YouTube, I'm going to encourage you to get a laptop or a MacBook if you're going to be doing YouTube. But you can also do YouTube with just your phone. You know, you can download your YouTube Studio and all that. I'm using your phone for now, but of course your phone is not going to give you the interface your laptop or your MacBook is going to be giving you. But for an editing app for just your phone, this VIDEOLEAP is fine. It's actually fine. It's a good, you know, and what's it called? It's a good software. It's a good editing software for you to use. So my next is going to be INSHOT. Wow, in case of INSHOT, I actually did not get to see a lot of YouTubers talk about this. And remember, we're talking about beginner. As a beginner, I think INSHOT is amongst the simplest app you're going to be using. Yes, it's just a mobile app. I've used INSHOT a lot. Yes, I'm on the paid version. For INSHOT, you have both the free version and the paid version. Yeah, it's just a mobile app. You cannot use it on your MacBook. But one thing I love about INSHOT is that INSHOT has been, yes, when you're on their full version, you have a lot of functionalities a lot of these other apps have, because I've gone through a lot of them and I see, okay, INSHOT, and one good thing about INSHOT is that they keep, you know, adding a lot of functions to their, you know, to the software. So now INSHOT is another good option for you if you are a beginner. But of course, when you're a pro, you have no business with this kind of, you know, software I just talked about. So a yearly subscription for INSHOT is actually one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest. So it's something for you to consider if you're just starting YouTube. Remember, you're trying to minimize cost and, you know, still have the best for yourself. I want to advise anybody to actually just continually stay on the free version of any app, because you're going to be limited, and the more you grow, you know, the more you want to make your video very unique, interesting, so that whoever is watching is not going to be bored. So INSHOT for me is also one good editing app for you to use. Now my next is going to be Filmora. Yeah, Filmora is another very good app. It's a paid app too, and I see a lot of people who also use it. I've gone through it and the features are almost the same. Like, they have almost the same features you get to see on a lot of these apps. Filmora is also a paid version, but it's kind of not too cheap. Yeah, it's not so cheap when you think of maybe INSHOT and other apps you get to see out there. So Filmora is another very good app for you to start with. Like I said, I was going to be talking about the very advanced one, though for you right now, since you're a beginner, you really do not need the very advanced software like the Adobe Premiere Pro, like the Final Cut Pro and all that. You really do not need these ones right now. But to me, my first two picks will be VN Editor or an INSHOT. Yeah, VN Editor or INSHOT. You might have your, you know, ones you love, but these are very simple apps and very easy to use. And when you know these apps, when you know how to use the softwares or apps, it's actually very easy for you to navigate to other apps. It was INSHOT I learned first, and it was easy for me. Like, I can edit on iMovie, I can even edit to an extent on Final Cut Pro, because the functionalities are almost the same. Yeah, those ones are more advanced what's it called, software, but it's good to start from the very simple ones. Of course, if you want to learn the very, very pro ones, you know where you're going to, you want to be a professional in no time, why not go ahead and start, go and learn how to use some of these softwares. But trust me, like a mom, a stay-at-home mom or somebody, it's easier for guys to actually learn that. But for stay-at-home moms, or you have a 9-to-5 job, or you still want to do YouTube by the side, it's not going to be easy for you to be editing videos and be carry your laptop everywhere. It's easier for you to just easily use your phone. You use your break time in the office or use your leisure time. You can easily use your phone to quickly edit. So that's why you need to use either the INSHOT or the VN editor, because both have the phone version. Yes, a lot of these apps actually have the phone version, but because of the amount you're going to be spending on subscribing to these softwares, yeah, you might not want to start that, because you are just going into YouTube, remember. And I said you are a beginner. For a beginner, I want to advise you to go for something very, very, very expensive. So it's either you use a VN or an INSHOT. For INSHOT, I've seen them add a lot of functions and a lot more features to the software. So see that, of course, they don't have the MacBook option. Yeah, INSHOT is not on MacBook, but VN is actually on MacBook. So when I want to edit, I use the VN software on my MacBook to edit. When I'm using my phone, I use the INSHOT to edit. So these are the two apps I've used for a long time now. There are times that I've tried using the Final Cut Pro and iMovie. I also am good at using iMovie too, but I think INSHOT is fine with me. So because of that, now, since I mentioned INSHOT a lot of times, I would advise you to download INSHOT. Yeah, that's the logo on my screen. Just download it. If you have money, 6,000, 7,000, you can get that in Naira. I'm talking about Naira right now. In CDs, that should be about maybe 100 CDs. Yeah, just download INSHOT and go for the paid version for a year. That's the total for a year. Most of these other apps I mentioned, that amount is what you pay for like a month. So INSHOT is like the cheapest for you right now, and you can get, there are a lot of things you can do. If you're a pro, you can actually use same INSHOT to achieve some of the things you can achieve in some of these advanced softwares. That's one thing. Maybe you become a pro, it's easy for you to achieve almost the same thing, because INSHOT right now have the animation feature. So the animation feature is good, like it's very, very good. So I would advise you to just start with an INSHOT, or you start with a VN editor. Now in my next video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to use an INSHOT or a VN. No, I think I'm going to put them in two different videos, how to use either INSHOT or how to use VN. When I put you through this, it's going to be easy for you to like do any other kind of video yourself, you know, with other apps. That's the truth. Maybe you know one particular software, you know how to use one particular editing software. It's a little bit easy for you to navigate other softwares. Is there any other editing app you want me to like put you through? Yeah, I'll be available to actually do that in a video and put it out there. So has this video been helpful? Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to this channel, and as much as possible you can also share it to, you know, somebody who is interested out there in editing. They don't know how to go through editing, they don't know how to go about it. Please share this video to them so they could watch it. All right guys, bye.